So look, we want to talk today about something that's very, very important. I mentioned it last week because as elders we were aware that there are several members of our community, both here you might find in church on Sunday, or those who can't get to church, who needed extra help. So I'm asked that we've got a visitor who I'll ask to come up here now, and she's going to talk, and I ask you all to listen and to be thinking about members of our community who might benefit from this sort of help and what you can do today to get information to help those people. Please, come up here, and would you like to just introduce yourself first?
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm working with To Be a Lutheran Home in Laidley. As you are aware, Lutheran Services extend across many categories. My role with To Be is Client Services Advisor, and realistically that fancy title equates to me being the liaison between the home and the services we provide within the home and to the people at home, which leads from aged care, the retirement village, and the home help services, which is pretty much what we predominantly want to promote today, because it is a service that is out there and is accessible to everyone, provided by the government. Like it's supported through the government as well, because believe it or not, the government actually wants to help us stay in our homes, our own homes, which is better for mental health. It's better to have your own home environment whilst you get on with life. And it's about having a quality of life, and being able to put your hand up and say, look, hey, I might need a little bit of help. But it's also about it's not about saying, okay, well, we now have to take you off to an aged care facility because you cannot look after yourself at home. It's about keeping you in your home, and it's about making sure that you're safe and comfortable within your home or out of your home. If you need some help with shopping, if you need some help just with some social activities to go out for a coffee, you know, those services are also available through home care packages. So
that's really good. I noticed on the Lutheran website they talk about several things, such as making life easier,
correct,
better health outcomes, and government support. So what can Lutheran Services, let's say, like making life easier,
yep,
what are the sorts of things that you guys do to make life easier for people to stay at home?
Yeah, so there are many things. So look, we can come home, hygiene is one of those things. So we can come into your own home if you feel that, I mean, even basic things like shower over bath situation where you don't feel comfortable. You don't physically have to have someone there helping you have a shower or hygiene in that regard, but they're there, you know, on just so you have that peace of mind. It's really about peace of mind, and what I was saying in regards to mental health, it's very big that we keep you stay in your own home so that you can have continue with life as normal, but just with that little bit of extra help. And the services go from, just like I said, hygiene at home, sitting having a coffee with you, doing your cleaning. I mean, look, let's face it, if I didn't have to get down there and clean that toilet, I wouldn't, you know. So, you know, there are all those services available, which we have a team come in, like through Lutheran Services. And look, there are other services around as well, but obviously we're here for Lutheran Services. So we have a team of people come into your home. It might be just the one person that might come in for half an hour a week and, like I said, do some quick cleaning. Might be someone else who can take you out shopping, can take you to medical appointments if family's not available to take you to those appointments. So it's just about providing care without you requiring huge assistance from it.
So that's really good. What about the health outcomes? Like how do you help with better health outcomes at home? What sorts of things do you do in that regard?
So recently, for the first of its kind in Queensland, we also have a nurse practitioner. So Mel, who was our manager at To Be in Laidley, has stepped away from that role. Ros Blake is now our manager at To Be, but Melanie is going to site, and she's actually a nurse practitioner. So she's the person that can go, it's basically like a home visit by a doctor, So she doesn't have all the full qualifications, but she can still write scripts and whatnot as well. So it's about her going to be able to see you as well. And again, we can organise that through a home care package with that. Mel is very empathetic and very good in her role. But yeah, it comes back to, it's not just having a role like that as specific with Mel coming in. It's about... we have found it is about mental health, staying in your own home and in your own environment, and that's what we encourage.
I know my dad gets some help if he's had surgery or something.
Yep.
Somebody comes in to help change his dressings and he doesn't need to leave home.
Yes, and that's what Mel can do as well. So, look, you know, the staff or the team that come in to help you, they're all trained. They have certain certificates and whatnot, so they have certain levels of training, so they know how to lift, you know, if there's a fall, they know how to look after you. There is, as with everything like this, there is usually a process, and it is to get in touch with Centrelink, and so we obviously offer that. I have some brochures there and some business cards, and so if someone's wanting, we can come and sit with you and we can ring Centrelink and we can get you your ACAT assessment number, and so there's certain levels in that. And you know what, it's better to get it started earlier than later, because you know you could be a level 1 now and might be entitled to half-hour service a week or whatever, but you can bank that service. So if you don't need to use it 1 week, next week you can have an hour, you know, where you might be able to have a socialised visit where someone comes and sits and have coffee with you for an hour because, you know, family's away for the week, or just to have that human contact is very important as well. So.
That's a really good point about the funding side of things. The government is encouraging and funding this, but it can be hard to go through the process to get funding. But you guys help with that as well, don't you?
That's right. So what we can do, we can sit with you and do the initial discussion. So oftentimes it starts with, like, through your local doctor or through a nurse, through a practice, or you can just think, or your family members might say, hey, you know, you need to have a chat with these people, they might be able to help you. And so if we can, obviously can come to your home if that's easiest, and we can sit with you and we can ring Centrelink, because I'm not sure if many of you have dealt with Centrelink, but sometimes that can be a stress in itself. And so we can make that initial contact, and then they get you set up, and then you go and see your doctor again, and like they have someone come and they do what they call an assessment. And look, I know we as Australians in particular have a can-do attitude, but what we have found is, and especially as we are more mature, we don't want people to think we're not capable, so we say, oh, we can do this, we don't need help, we can do it. I guess what we say to people is, when you do have that interview, make sure it's your worst day and not your best day, because it's about getting you what you're going to need in the future. Because the unfortunate thing is, it can take up to 12 months after you've been assessed to actually get it happening, which is the sad thing.
Yeah, so if somebody here, and I think everybody here will be thinking of somebody at home that could do with a little bit of extra help. They're okay living at home, but they're just starting to find it hard. Yep. What can they do today, and what information have you got to help them to start that conversation? So generally, today I have sounds awful, a generic flyer, and what that flyer is, it provides what services we can provide, for example, hygiene, shopping, socialising. That brochure is there, and feel free, to take one or two, or just hand them to people, because sometimes they just need the thought put into their mind that they might just need that little bit of help. I am more than happy to take people's details, and Claire, she is our home care administrator. She will be the one that would be able to touch base with you and make arrangements to come and sit with you and make the phone call to Centrelink or whatnot to get the ball rolling, because the wheels of progress move slow, so they say, and it is a case of we just have to get the ball rolling. So you may not really need service now, but you might in 12 months' time. So,
look,
Thank you very much for coming today. Now, you'll be standing down the back.
Yep.
You have a stand, so I encourage everybody to make sure that you grab the information as you leave today, or go and have a chat. You'll be staying for coffee?
Yes, that's fine.
So you don't need to hurry. If she's busy talking, have a coffee and catch up with her, read and get yourself the information that you need today. And elders especially, make sure that you get over here and have a chat, because when you're out doing your pastoral care, I know from experience, you find people who need help like this. So, look, thank you very much.
That's a pleasure. And please know that no question is ever too silly or too hard. If we don't know the answers to something, we can always find them out for, any of your questions anyway. But thank you for having me.